Hey YouTube, this is Crazy Kid 2000 here, and today we're going to be doing some rig updates to little mining rig over here. We're going to be adding all of these fans. These are the UPHERE fans. I figured I would just give these a shot since you can get, you know, 3 of them for $10 or $11. And they had a bunch of different reviews. Some people said they were awesome, some people said stay away from them, they're loud. So I figured, why don't we test it out ourselves and go from there. So what I think I'm going to do first is I'm going to take one of these into a different room and we'll plug it in and see how loud it is. So, alright. Okay, so I'm in a different room, just kind of using a USB rig thing for power. Let me plug this in really quick. I have to set you guys down. Plug it in. Okay. There it goes. Well, I say that's silent, and yeah, that thing's actually moving pretty decent air. I can feel that all the way over here. So not rattly, definitely not loud. These are, you know, for 11 bucks for 3, these are pretty silent. So okay, let's go put them all on there and see how they work. All right, so we're gonna shut all this down. We're gonna add some fans, and we are also going to add a 6600 XT, as well as those fans right there. And then in the mail, I still have a 6600 that I'm gonna try out. So in the end, all these cards are gonna be, you know, reorganized, and then, you know, I will have basically a test bench of a whole bunch of different series of cards and what their efficiencies are. And yeah, so let's shut this down and start tearing it apart. Okay, so it is shutting down right now. There it goes. All right, so we'll hit this. It shuts off those 3 cards, and then this little power supply back here is going to shut off the 3080 Ti. And now I think I'm going to put that power supply right here, and I can screw it in like it's supposed to be. And then I'll move that card to this side, and yeah, I'll just go from there. All right, got it all stripped down. Got my cards kind of everywhere throughout the room, and I'm gonna start adding fans. All right, let's do this. So I don't know how you guys put your fans on, but I decided to put it face down, prop it up with some other fans just to get the first few started. So that's kind of how I did it. And then for the last 2 fans, I used books that my kid had laying around. It worked pretty good. All right, not bad. Kind of looks cool with them all kind of like that. Let's see, figure out what to do with the wire. Okay, so I kind of got the stand rebuilt, put the power supply on that side, put the server power supply on that side. Haven't added the new cards yet. The 6600 XT and the 6600 still hasn't shown up, but I'm going to test this out to make sure we got a baseline. Added 2 new PCIe risers in there, so we'll make sure the system boots on that. I had one like act like it bricked my system before. It just wouldn't do anything, so I'm gonna, you know, test boot this and see how it works. So let's see if all of this is gonna turn on. Let's see if I can find the button. Okay, there's the first cards and all the fans. All right, we got some success so far, and wow, that's moving some major air. I'm actually really surprised on these fans. As you can hear, these fans are silent. So Really happy with those. Let's see if the tower's gonna boot. Let's see if we got anything coming up on the screen. Hey, hey. Let's see. I'm gonna pause it and see what's going on here. Okay, so it booted up just fine. It just took a second. So now I'm going to add this 6600 XT, and that will be my 5th graphics card on this GPU stand. So, alright, so this is what the ASRock 6600 XT looks like with the 3-fan cooler. It's actually quite a big card. I'm pretty surprised if you look at it. It's really light, but if you look at it, you know, in size comparison, I don't know if I can take a shot, but I mean, it is quite a bit bigger than, you know, a 3060. So that's very interesting, as these can only do about half the hash rate, but almost half the power consumption. So let's see what this baby can do. Here's something I found super interesting. Look how big the actual card is compared to the cooler. So there's a lot more cooler here than there is actually card. Like a lot. Alright, got the 6600 XT in there. Boot this up. See if they all come on. Well, fans didn't do nothing, but the power light came on, so I guess I'll just run with that. Okay, if we come over here to my device manager, you can see this thing had no problem finding them all. So, perfect. Let's see what kind of hash rates we're going to get out of this. Okay, so I got it all back up and running. Computer's on. I have no fan control over this with MSI Afterburner though, and I mean, this thing's ice cold and the fans aren't even on, so that's cool. If you come over here, you can see it's getting 33 mega hash at 51 degrees, and even like, I don't have any information on this GPU. That's kind of strange. Maybe I need to update my HW monitor, but yeah, so far I'm really happy. 55 watts at 60 watts now. It was doing 55 earlier, so I'll have to play with that a little bit. Okay, so after playing with the settings, updating my hardware monitor, I got all the settings for this 6600 XT GPU. And then after playing with all the settings, not in Afterburner, but in the actual AMD software, your Radeon software, I was able to get the fan control to work, no problemo, which is off because I think I turned it off again. But I was able to get everything to work. So let's see here. 0 RPM fan, let's turn that off. And voila, they work no problem. So this, I have 5 GPUs on the stand and 1 in there. So I got the 3080 Ti, 3070, 3060 Ti, 660 XT, 6600 XT, and the RTX 3080, and the 6900 XT in there. And in about an hour or so, we should be able to hook up a 6600 non-XT and see what kind of numbers we get out of that. But this thing is pulling 60 watts at 33 mega hash, and I just can't be more happy than that. So, awesome. Alright, we got the 6600, the Swift 6600. Let's see how this baby's gonna do in the mine. All right, so I got this thing out of the box. Sorry about that. And peel this plastic stuff off of it. Kind of hard to do with one hand. Okay, so this is what the 6600 looks like. So I wonder if I can get about 30 mega hash out of this. They were saying I was only supposed to get about 31 out of the 6600 XT, and I'm getting 33.25, so maybe I can get about 30 out of this, is what I'm hoping. Let's hook it up and find out. Okay, trying to do the first boot with, that would be the 7th card on this tower. It's an ASUS X570 motherboard and a i7 8700K, and it booted. Well, not yet, but it posted. Oh yeah, it booted. So if you look right here, using my 10-year-old server power supply, literally have every brick used in there, and it hasn't even dropped a volt. It's 12.3 volts empty. Seems to be 12.3 volts under full load, so I'm gonna send it and see what kind of hash rates we can get out of this 6600. I am very impressed with the power consumption and the 6600 XT. Very impressed. So hopefully the 6600 is along the same lines. And yeah, no problems. It's finding them all. So that gives me good hope for next week when I add one more 3060 Ti to this. So figured if it could do 7, it can do 8. So I don't know if that's true or not. We will find out next week. All right, let's see if I can dial in this 6600. Okay, so here's what I kind of got. Ooh, my gosh, I'm so sorry about that. That's kind of what I got so far. And so I'm actually pretty happy with this. As you can see, the 6600 is pulling about 56 watts. The 6600 XT is pulling about 59 watts. I'm getting, when it shows up, I'll show you guys. I'm getting 33.23 and 29.4. So that's not too bad. But after I hooked this one up, I lost all fan control again for both of these. I mean, they're not hot, so I'm really not that worried about it right now, but it would just be nice to have fan control back. Maybe I'll try some different software, but even the AMD software, it'll overclock it, but it'll just ignore all fan tuning now. Maybe somebody can help me with that. Alright, so I think that concludes kind of my update. Got the 6 fans in the front. These UPHERE fans are fantastic, totally recommend them. A lot of airflow for the price, and they're quiet. Also added 2 new GPUs today, and figured out that this motherboard can take more than 4 GPUs. So pretty happy so far, and hopefully next week when my 3060 Ti gets in, I'll add that on here and I'll make a video of that. But right now, let's see where I'm at. I'm at a total of 439 megawatts at about 958 watts, which is not really 100% true. I do have a little wall meter over here. But that's also powering a laptop. So I would say I'm getting probably 433 mega hash at about 1200 watts. Roughly is my guesstimate to the wall. I'll have to do finer adjustment numbers on that down the road. I'll probably do one once I get my last card in there, but so far this is pretty solid. All right, so tune in next time.